Today, I'm going to share a story about a young couple who faced challenging trials. From a romantic beginning to plans for their own home, our heroine had to resist family pressure and maintain her boundaries. How can one find happiness and assert the right to an independent life when circumstances seem to work against them? This is Real Talk Tales, the channel where I share real people's stories. I'll start my story from the very beginning. We met when I was 16 and he was 18. We quickly started dating, and we had a wonderful, warm relationship. We truly understood each other. We were happy and comfortable together, and it seemed like we were the perfect couple. After some time, he graduated from college and got a job in our small town, while I went to university in another city. We could only see each other on weekends, but even with the distance, our feelings remained warm and genuine. In the 6 years we were together, we had minor arguments, but overall, we were a happy couple. After 7 years, we finally decided to get married. For our wedding, my father, who is a doctor, gave us a surprising and pleasant gift. He covered half the cost of a two-room apartment in the regional center. We needed to pay the rest ourselves. This is where the first concerns began. Unlike my parents, his parents showed no desire to help us in any way. They constantly said they had no money, yet they fully supported their 21-year-old daughter's education and daily needs. Meanwhile, I was a student too, and had to work hard to support myself and even save for the future. Initially, I tried to ignore this situation, but soon it negatively affected our relationship, creating tension between us. The issue was that my husband's parents offered us money to pay for the apartment, but only on the condition that his sister would live with us during her studies. On one hand, the offer seemed beneficial, but it irritated and discomforted me. Lisa still had 2 years of study left. If it were just a month or two, I might have agreed. But the thought of living in an apartment financed by my father and me gave me inner conflict. The fact that we already rarely saw each other due to work and studies, and now would feel like living in a dormitory with someone I'm not close to, was distressing. Besides, we were planning to have children, and I wanted full freedom and comfort in our own apartment. After a candid conversation with my husband, where I expressed my feelings, he understood my position and promised to address the issue. Now, all the relatives are upset with me, but I don't feel guilty. I am confident that I have every right to defend our personal boundaries and family comfort. I appreciate my husband's support and his ability to protect our family. A month later, I found out I was pregnant. This happened during a stressful time. However, my pregnancy went fairly well. Of course, there were many unsolicited pieces of advice from my husband's parents, but I tried to focus on the positive feelings. As my belly visibly grew, it became necessary to buy new, more comfortable clothes. During this time, my husband and his parents started treating me oddly. They continually accused me of spending too much and insisted we save money for baby supplies and apartment renovations. I was surprised and even hurt. For context, I worked and earned my own money during the entire pregnancy, and the excessive expenses were just 2 lightweight summer dresses that were comfortable for me. Initially, I was optimistic and convinced that once the baby arrived, we would move into our apartment and everything would improve. However, lately, my husband has been avoiding this topic. When I brought up moving, excuses followed. First, he said there wouldn't be a job for him in that city, which seemed odd, as it's much larger, with more opportunities. Then he said living there would be too expensive. But I've seen many of my acquaintances living well there, with good earnings and comfortable living conditions. I am convinced that these doubts are mainly due to his parents' influence. They are currently advising us to rent the apartment to his sister and stay with them for a few more years until the child grows up. I want to explain to my husband that it's better for us to move, live independently, and make decisions without others' guidance. Now that we have a child, we are a full-fledged family responsible for ourselves. Please advise how I can calmly and convincingly communicate my thoughts and feelings to my husband. How can I assure him that we can take care of ourselves and our child, that we'll handle everything, and life in a new place will bring only positive changes? I want my husband to believe in himself, be inspired by others living successfully in that city, and most importantly, to stand up for our right to family and privacy. Viewer comments: You're great for asserting your personal boundaries. You shouldn't compromise on your living space and comfort, especially when you have your own family. I completely understand your feelings. Living with a husband's sister while building your own family is not ideal. It's good you made your stance clear. You'll have an easier time convincing your husband if you plan a budget and specific plan for life in the new city together. He'll see it's doable and understand what it is he fears. It seems like your husband is used to trusting his parents' advice. He needs a bit more confidence in himself and in you as a couple. Patient support and examples from others can help change this. You should explain that not starting an independent life now will only accumulate problems and worsen the relationship. It's important to start your own path. Update: Life in the small town was slowly pulling me into a routine I feared. We stayed with my husband's parents, and each day felt the same as the last. I felt my dreams slipping away. Living with his parents was challenging, adding tension, and their advice on everything: what food to buy, how to care for the child, where to save, was irritating. We tried renovating our apartment, but it was so slow that I started losing hope. Our relationship changed. It seemed like he was listening more to his parents and less to our plans. My voice felt unheard, my wishes sidelined. I often wondered about moving forward. My dissatisfaction grew. I tried explaining to my husband that this life didn't make me happy, but felt an invisible wall between us. Instead of moving forward, I felt stuck. I knew I needed strength to assert my boundaries and regain happiness. Honestly, I just didn't know where to start, as each attempt to plan felt more distant and I felt unsupported. You are a strong person who knows how to assert personal boundaries, especially in family life. You're open and honest about your feelings, which is crucial in any relationship. It's unfortunate you're in a tough situation, facing family pressure from your husband's side. This strong family influence still hinders your plans with your husband. Now, you feel stuck in a routine, and your relationship is changing for the worse. It's worth calmly explaining your feelings to your husband and listening to him. Ask him to clearly express his thoughts and fears. Create a list of criteria for a happy life and discuss them together. Then, create an action plan for moving, including budgeting and job market research, to convincingly demonstrate the feasibility of independent living. Remember, you deserve happiness and freedom. Significant life changes may take time and effort, but they are worth pursuing. Thank you for watching this incredible story with us. If it was interesting or valuable to you, like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next stories.